Us today and spending some time up here and sharing with everyone. You know, we had a launch call before walking into Summit, kind of giving a bit of an idea of what we would be asking for at Summit in terms of Success Club Team Challenge. Can you guys kind of walk through how you took that information and what you did rolling out of Summit to create success in your organizations with this?
Well, I knew that I wanted to have as many teams as possible, and we don't have a huge team. So, I identified who I felt could be leaders per team. And the rules were that you could have no more than one diamond per team. So I, of course, identified the diamonds on my team, but there were also some people who were not diamonds who were ready to lead. And they had a group of people that they wanted to lead. So I first went to my diamonds, and Julie is one of them, of course. Went to the diamonds and said, you will lead a team. And some of them have never led before. You all have diamonds like that who are diamonds in name but have never led. They have 8 people, and that's why they're diamonds. But they've never been given the opportunity or something that was set for them to follow. So they were nervous about leading. But I went immediately to the diamonds, and I said, you will lead a team. And they said, okay, what do we do, right? So I knew I couldn't just let them run on their own. There had to be some mentorship. So Julie has a very unique situation. She and her husband are diamond coaches. Yeah. They're my superstars. And initially, when I went to Julie and I said, how are you going to put your team together? She said, well, Noel and I have chosen 3 of our top runners, and we're going to lead a team, which meant that 2 of them were going to be on one team, and they were going to help 3 people. And my vision in our team was to help as many in the downline as possible. So, Julie, why don't you share what happened after that?
Well, yeah, we came away from Summit thinking we'd have one team between the 2 of us, and we did identify some people who we thought were going to be successful in this and were ready to run. And Fran was like, are you kidding? You're going to have 2 teams. We went, okay, 10 people. So we started kind of think and thought, all right, well, we'll just put it out there for our team, see who wants to participate. And we ended up having, I think we had like a total of 14 that wanted to be a part of it. And then we thought, shoot, we only have the 2 of us, who's going to lead the other team? So we had one guy who was an Emerald at the time, and we said, look, based on where you're at and the people who on your team who actually wanted to be part of the challenge, we said, you're going to lead. And he went, okay. And he changed rank to Ruby during that time. So instead of us, the 5 of us, basically, that we had in mind, we ended up having 15 on 3 teams, and it was amazing the way that whole program worked out for us.
And then we got several teams like that. So what I did was I paired up a more seasoned diamond with perhaps a new diamond and their team, and then perhaps an emerald and their team. So everybody was every seasoned diamond was mentoring like 3 teams. So in that way, our small little group had over 20 teams. So that's how we reached a lot of our people.
That's great. Talk a little bit about the success of what you created with that, and then the timeline of 2 months, how you kept individuals engaged and motivated to keep going through.
We never expected to be in the top groups. We just didn't. Okay, we're just not. We're not the Tommy Migrants, and we're not the Mike Ryans. I just wanted the team to experience what it was like to be in a group, because last year I did my first Diamonds in Training group with the 5 of them. Actually, there was like 7 of them, and 5 of them went diamond in 6 weeks. So I knew it could be done as long as they were given, just like our our Beachbody challenge that we're talking about. If you give them attention, a specific time, and it's a small group so that everybody's heard, I knew that they would benefit from it. So that helped to keep people engaged. And then we had our own mini challenges in between. Dallas would call us out. It was pretty funny, actually. Nobody knew what the heck we were talking about because we were talking pigeon to each other. And like, hey, like pee, yeah, come on. It was so funny. It worked. So Julie, in your group, you had zero fallout.
Yeah, we had we had the 15 people that were involved. We each, it's funny because Noel and I, even though we really run our two businesses as a team and as one business, and our strategy is always for our household business income. It was a little interesting how we designed our teams and where we put people. We actually had a husband and wife on two different teams, which kind of was funny because we were on two different teams. And so the competition between us was there, but also this strategy and how we were going to, sponsor people that we met when we were together was a little interesting. But again, like Fran said, we weren't in it to be in the top teams, but one of my teams actually ended up being in the top 100 toward the end of the challenge. We were so excited, saw my name on the list, and
how many coaches did you put in altogether?
Within our teams, we put in 26 new coaches in 2 months. Little impressive. And of those 26, 25 were local. And so, our business really was built and continues to be built belly to belly, one-to-one in person. And so it was really exciting to see that happen. And then keeping people plugged in, even though we had the 3 different teams, we did have weekly calls that we had people plug into. And then our team page was all 3 teams on one Facebook page. So even though they were competing against each other, we were all talking about the same threads.
And I want to mention that because of the momentum of that, they got used to leading their own calls and whatnot. And so they continued now with their own Diamonds in Training group.
That's great. So just, to kind of reiterate what I heard, you have a 1-star diamond business and a diamond business, 15 on Success Club Team Challenge. Being able to hit numbers like that, being in the top 100 of 1,200, over 1,200 teams is huge. So good job to you guys. When the end of that program kind of came to a conclusion, and I think Fran maybe hit this a little bit, that you wanted to keep that momentum. What have you done, and how did you engage that group of people, and where are you taking that now?
Well, like Fran said, we have our own call, Nolan and myself. We have a Diamonds in Training call and team, and pull those players out of that 15 and have started a Diamonds in Training group like she did with us a year ago. And so we're continuing the training, continuing the accountability, continuing the activity and tasks for them to do weekly. And I do want to say that over that, some of the incomes here is blowing me away, but over that 2 months in Noel and my businesses, our income did double. So we were really excited.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing with us today.